Hi there, this is Aaron, and I'm actually kind of doing a video response, and it's to the Dina DVD's stuff I own that you don't but should. Basically, wrongly named, I think, because what he really is talking about is basically stuff that's kind of more obscure that he thinks people should kind of have there. The 30 on 30 is the one that was in his collection that I don't have, that I really do want to get, and I am going to get down the road. So we're going to be looking at looking through my collection at some stuff that may not get the love that it deserves here on YouTube. And first up, I'm going to say right away, we're going for Charlie Chan. I love the Charlie Chan sets. They are amazing. The features on these are incredible. Sidney Tolier and Warner Oland were fantastic Charlie Chans. I did review some of the Warner Oland ones. I will be reviewing the other Charlie Chans down the road. Let me know, guys, if you have these or if you're thinking about getting them. Next up is one that I think everybody should have, and it's a fantastic series. And that is The Persuaders. The Persuaders starred Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. It was a great show, highly underrated. Not a lot of people have seen this one. This actually is my better half's favorite series. Next up, I'm going to mention one that I think a lot of people do have should have if they don't have it, and that is Film Noir Classics, especially the first volume. Both volumes are great, but this one here has got The Big Heat, Five Against the House, The Sniper, The Lineup, Murder by Contract. Big Heat is one of my favorite film noir classics of all time. I'm going to move over a little bit farther now so let's look at some other stuff. But of course we've got the Tyrone Power and the Errol Flynn one. But I think a lot of people have those, so I'm not going to really showcase ones that I think people have got. In the Fox Film Noir Classics, they did a series, and not a lot of people know this one, but I really love it. And it's Dangerous Crossings with I think Michael Rennie and I think G.N. Craig. Yeah. Fantastic film. Really highly recommend it. It's just a little film, you know, not overly complicated, but just one that I really, really enjoy. Let's stay away from the Criterion because everybody knows Criterion stuff. So I'm going to stay away from Criterion, Screen Factory, and most of the Arrow for tonight, but there is one that I'm going to show you. And that is one that is kind of hard to get now. And I think that's a very important film set to have, though some people find it kind of cheesy. It's pretty fantastic. That is the Russ Meyer collection. This is not easy to get nowadays, guys. If you find it for a decent price, I strongly recommend you pick it up. It is more than a pair of big boobs. There are some fantastic films in here. Unfortunately, I started watching this with my better half, and she only got to see the ones with the big boobs, and never got to see the really, really great stuff, like Mudhoney and stuff like that. That were just fantastic films. Next up is another Arrow one. It's the Arrow Academy one that I really think you should check out, or Arrow Films World, as it was called then, the Claude Chabrol collection. Kind of like the French Hitchcock type guy. He's really underrated. And this is not all Hitchcockian stuff. This has Madame Bovary in it, and that's just some great stuff. Things that everybody needs. Next up, let's find out what it is down along here, and it is the Ma and Pa Kettle Collection. And these are classically funny films. They went for 10 films. It does have the Egg and I, which is the original one, where they were kind of just side characters in it. But I love this. I watched this with my grandparents growing up. It is highly, highly underrated. This is actually fairly cheap to get right now. I highly recommend it if you don't have the set. It's a great set. I think it's like 5 discs. Now let's move on over because I want to look at some stuff over here. And it's a lot of great stuff we can get over here, but in TV show wise, there's one that I gotta mention. I'm not gonna take it out because it's gonna knock other stuff down, but right here, Space 1999. It was a fantastic series from A&E, one that I truly love. Gotta love my mega-looking Doctor Who here. If you like horror and you like science fiction, this show is fantastic, especially the first series. Another one that I am gonna kind of take out because I kind of want to show you this. And there's a series of these. I highly recommend them. They're all fantastic. But I really love this one. Helen Mirren at the BBC. Some early work that Helen Mirren did at the BBC. Some very great stuff. There's a few of these. I think TJ actually has one of the other ones. Great stuff. I think he has Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith's another great one.
I'd say Thriller is worth mentioning.
Thriller? Thriller is one I've mentioned a million times before on here. And I think people that don't have Thriller really should just pick it up anyway. It's a fantastic one. Of course, you know, I've got The Prisoner and stuff like that, but that's more the average stuff that I got out in the mainstream. Awesome stuff. I love The Prisoner, but I wanted to mention, and where's it at? That's the thing when you don't do that, you don't like practice at a time. You kind of forget some of the stuff that you were going to say. Cartoon shows, if you don't have a Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law and you're a fan of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, it's a very cool show that really kind of twists the whole idea of Hanna-Barbera characters and exactly what they are. Is there anything over here that I want to show? That's the Walt Disney Zorro series. Not easy to get. This is from the, of course, the Walt Disney exclusive series that they do, and there was a way to get this before. It's the original series, of course, and it's a very serialized show. Fantastic series. There's a season 2, of course. Season 1 I cannot find. I really wish I could because I like to have the whole series, and there are 2 seasons with it. So we are going to move back around because there's a couple more, I think. So I have to be able to move, so there's a couple more that I wanted to show you guys that I strongly recommend that you pick up, just for like different reasons. Some are more mainstream than others, and I'll be honest, finding them has not been easy. That's why I'm going around a bit, and I think she's kind of close to me right now, so hopefully you're not seeing my face too much up screen. And here it is. How do we get to this? Well, I'll tell you how we get to this. We do the old school. That was the Farscape one, the Peacekeeper Wars, by the way. If you haven't seen Farscape, you really should. Bad Girls of Film Noir. There were 2 volumes of this done. Just fan-freaking-tastic stuff that I really highly recommend. If you haven't seen Bad Girls of Film Noir, you haven't seen these series, there's 4 movies in a set. There's 2 sets of these. I got these up when I was up in Montreal on a store that is now unfortunately closed down. And I got to say, I highly recommend it. And you know what I'm going to do? There's both of them right here, right now. So, guys, if you've seen these sets around, you kind of wondered about them, wondered if you should get them. They're 2 disc sets. They are great sets, and sets that everybody should pick up. I'm going to put that one back after because I'm going to put it down here. Have I got everything? Have I shown you everything that I think you should pick up? And the TV front, if you haven't seen Carnival, I'm not going to pick it out right now, but if you haven't seen the series Carnival, you really should. It runs 2 seasons. It has some very dark stuff, and my better half, she actually, it's not there now, I don't think, darling. I moved it around. But you want a really good, kind of a cool North American spy show, gotta recommend The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Always going to recommend The Man from U.N.C.L.E. An incredible one. And if you pick up Criterion, you've got a Region 2 player, or you just have a computer, you can play stuff like that. BFI, the company BFI, let me recommend a company for you. BFI puts out a lot of really great stuff. And go over to the Amazon UK site. I mean, I got this here from BFI. I also picked up Band Apart, which recently came out from the on Criterion as well. Of course, everybody knows this because Quentin Tarantino, it's a favorite of his. He actually names company after it. But I think that is going to be pretty much it for right now as far as mainstreamy stuff goes. If you don't have the Alfred Hitchcock Limited Edition Blu-ray collection, pick this up. Incredible set. I got this for a great deal. Actually, my better half got it for me. And this is like, now I think it's like a $300 set or something like that. But you know what? Not overpriced at all. This is incredible. Just a fantastic set. A great book in here. Fantastic Blu-ray presentations of these films. Great features. Great stuff. Just some really, really great stuff that you can get there. I'm picking up Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm trying to stay away from the companies that I normally go for, just because they're I've showcased their stuff so much. And I got one more, I think, over here that we're going to look at. And that would be... Actually, there's a couple more, so let's go down here. And... because I just want to... The Joan Crawford said, if you like the old school stuff, this has some great stuff. It has Humoresque, Possessed, The Damned Don't Cry, The Women, and Mildred Pierce. Of course, the Mildred Pierce and the women are Two fantastic films. Women was remade. Humoresque is one that I personally like myself. It is a little bit soapy, but it is a good film. As for the other style stuff, when we're talking about film noir, there is one set that you kind of got to have if you're just getting into film noir. And that would be Film Noir Classics Volume 3. It has some great films. Not the best of the film noir films, but it has some decent ones on there. But what you really need this for, it's kind of a primer for getting started in film noir, and that is this here. It's a documentary called Bringing Darkness to Light, and it is fantastic. It has some great stuff in it, some finished Crime Doesn't Pay shorts as well. The movies on here that I consider the best are Border Incident, Lady in the Lake is pretty good, and Dangerous Ground. But by far and large, my favorite in the Film Noir Classics is probably Volume 2, because this one actually has The Narrow Margin, which is one of my favorite films. And if you haven't seen The Narrow Margin, it is a fantastic film. The audio commentary on this is by William Friedkin, and it is incredible. It is a great commentary. I watched this film, I watched with the audio commentary right after watching the film. That's how much I enjoyed that film. And let's look down here to see if there's anything that I missed out on. There's so many great films around here that, if you haven't checked them out, they're definitely worth checking out. I don't think we're going to go with any traumas this time around, but there are some decent stuff in the trauma sets as well. They actually did do some decent film work. The Tyrone Power set is fantastic. The Errol Flynn set's fantastic. If you haven't picked those up, I strongly recommend you grab those. Those are great sets. There are some great Warner Brothers and Fox sets that are out there. MGM does some fantastic sets as well. If you like Charlie Chan, you might want to go over and give Mr. Moto a shot as well. Mr. Moto is probably lesser known than Charlie Chan, but there's some fantastic stuff in these sets. I love Mr. Moto. It's more of a spy thing than there's a mystery thing that Charlie Chan is. But definitely both deserve love, and I gotta say right now, these collector's choice editions that Sony put out are fantastic. This is a great 7-film Samuel Fuller collection, and if you know Samuel Fuller, if you've ever seen the Criterion stuff, you know that Samuel Fuller stuff is like showcased there. You need this set. This is your primer for Samuel Fuller. If you have seen a couple of his Criterion stuff, you need to go back and get this one, find out how it all started, how he got to the place where he's at later on. Just some fantastic stuff, and probably there's a dozen more that I'm going to think about once I get off of here. But right now, those are things that I think you should have. TV shows like Extras, definitely everybody should have. The Tales from the Crypt stuff, just some fantastic stuff that's out there that I think that should be in everybody's collection. I'm guessing you guys got a lot of this stuff that you don't have. Hopefully, you're going to get a chance to pick up. Just fantastic stuff. Great video by Dean of DVD. Great shout out. I'm going to give a great shout out to him there for doing this video. And check him out, Dean of DVD. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, go over and watch the video that I responded to. Give it a like, give the channel a sub, and thanks for watching. Because for me right now, it's probably going to be bedtime soon, so it is time for my last cup of tea. It's time for tea.